Hello, lovely. This is the one you've been waiting for. We're going to generate our first piece of content with Sage right now, and I want you to watch what happens because this is a game changer, okay? All right, let's go. So we're here in our content planner, and as you can see here, you've got your daily generates. If you're on annual plan, then you'll see the weekly here. That generates your entire week in one go, which is incredible. And I'll do the separate video for that, but today we're just going to focus on the daily here, okay? You see your settings card here. You see how it already knows your platforms that we're going to be posting to and the days of the week. See how I selected 5, so it has those 5 days. And that all came from your brand DNA and your profile settings. You didn't have to type anything in here. Sage just knows. You have all your niches here. You have newborn session, maternity, family, and weddings. Those are all the niches that I selected. You have the option to do any recent sessions you had this week, a general evergreen that we had, or something else. And then you have a context box. So when one of these are selected, and you want to do this, you want to enter it in, it'll then go into this context box. But something else that I want to show you guys before I move forward with anything else here, when you have an active mini session running, you'll have a card that pops up here. So when you click generate, it'll generate the content. And I'll show you guys an example here. So here's the example here. As you can see, this card popped up as I added the mini session in here. So you can choose whether or not you want to include it or not have it this week. If you don't have it this week, nothing happens. You can go in and change it if you want to. Right now we're going to say no. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to focus on a newborn session that I had this week. So I'm going to say I had a 45-minute short and sweet wrapped only newborn session. And then you can decide if you want to say whether baby was a boy or a girl, and I'm going to say it was a girl. We're going to add that. So now that's going to generate here, and you notice how it popped up recent session. Then you're going to see your daily view. So this is where most of you are going to live, and I want you to get comfortable in this. If you're in annual, you will see weekly. However, if you're in monthly, you're only going to have access to daily. And honestly, either or is great. You get the option to daily generate things, but if you go weekly, it's all goes in one go. But either way, you're still going to get the same content from both of them. So as you can see for June 1st, it says Mondays are story only days. So that refers to up here. There's only content posted on these days. But in my profile, I selected having stories done on that day, on any days that aren't posting. So I don't want to just generate a story today. So I'm going to go to June 2nd, where I know I can have content that day. And then I'm going to hit generate. And we're just going to sit here and we're going to watch and see what pops up. All right, and just like that, we have our content. As you can see, it's full postcard view for today. You've got your platforms that it's posting to. We have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have Facebook. We have whether it's a reel or a carousel. It's a carousel today. And you've got your hook here. You've got the content that it's going to be posting about. And then you have your different captions in here. And they're based on the platforms that they are posted to, because something that will post onto Instagram won't convert the same on TikTok. So things are different, and it's no different than Facebook. So we have our hook. Not every newborn session needs to have 3 hours. Here is how to know. So there's the hook again right there. A wrapped only session is beautiful, and for some babies, it's genuinely the better choice. If your girl is older than 2 weeks, a little more alert, or you want something simple and intimate, A shorter session might be exactly right. A full session gives you time for skin to skin, time for snuggles, time for poses that require patience and warmth and stillness, which is absolutely true. Neither is less than, they are just different, and the right one depends on your baby, not a price list. Slide through to see what each one actually looks like. So then you would add images from a gallery of yours, because this is a carousel, as it says right here. And this would be your caption. And then you have your hashtags down here that it recommends because of my location. You see how it's a White Court newborn photography in Alberta. This is all generated from my brand DNA. I didn't have to tell it where I was from because it's all established in your brand DNA. And then how I talk, the things that I focus on, this whole thing is absolutely on brand. And I did not have to tell it what to do. All I did was I said I had a 45-minute short and sweet wrapped only baby session. You put that in any other kind of AI and you're not going to get something like this. I'm going to tell you that right now. So this is the best day to post it, on a Tuesday between 8 and 10 a.m. my time, Mountain Time. And then this is the call to action that you would put before the hashtags at the bottom. So DM me newborn and I'll help you figure out which session is the right fit for your baby girl. You could just say baby, you wouldn't include the baby girl because the baby girl is more or less the focus of the images that day. So then you have your TikTok. It's a faster version than Instagram. You got 2 sessions. One is right for your baby. Full newborn session versus wrapped only. How to actually know which one fits your baby. So you could take out the girl and just say baby. And then you would put a reel of that baby, open with the on-screen hook immediately, and then between a simple text slide faster, and then end with a soft comment, full or wrap, and tell you which fits your baby, call to action, instead of a DM prompt. That's great. That is great information. Then you can come down to your Facebook. So can I be honest with you for a second? Because Facebook is all about talking direct to some of the clients. You want to do group posting and on your page and stuff. A lot of moms book a full newborn session because they assume that is just what to do without knowing there is another option that might actually suit their baby better. A wrapped only session is smarter, simpler, and genuinely beautiful. It works really well for babies who are a little older and a little more alert. For families who want something intimate without a long session day, a full session gives us room to breathe, skin to skin, sibling moments, and a variety of looks and setups. Neither one is wrong choice. They're just different, and I want you to choose what is actually right for your girl, or you just say baby, not just what sounds like the most. Swipe through and let me know which one feels like you. And then you have just a couple hashtags because Facebook's not all about it, but you can still have them there for reference. So that's your Facebook, and then after your Facebook, you see behind the scenes shots. You could do a flat lay of a simple wrap setup. So then that's when you would have a prop that you put baby in, any wraps that you have, any accessories like flowers or leaves put together. All of that, you fully style it and you have that shot. So these are all great behind the scenes shots that you can do, or you can just pull from anything that you already have in your gallery. So like your library of behind the scenes shots that you should be getting as a photographer who is doing social media. So then you have options like copy this post, save to calendar, or regenerate. You can also see down here that you have your stories. You have a life moment, film your coffee mug on your desk or your kitchen counter with natural light, keeping it casual and unhurried. So you can say something like Tuesday morning coffee's hot, editing playlist is on, this is my favorite kind of morning. That's perfect because people like to see a daily life. And then behind the scenes of running the business, film your screen or notebook as you review your session booking guide or client questionnaire. Keep it relaxed and real. And then here's what you could say. One thing I genuinely love about my job, helping families figure out exactly what kind of session is right for them before we even pick up my camera. Not every family needs the same thing, and that's okay. Beautiful. Again, perfect. Your story is for people who are already following you to engage and interact with. Anything that you post is for that as well, but it's also for reaching other people because your content gets shown to everybody who's currently following you. And then if it does well, which these will, then it will reach other people and you will get more followers this way. So going back to story, you have an educational tip because people love tips. So sit or stand facing your phone camera and speak directly in a calm conversational tone about session types. Perfect. That's a good description of what you're going to be doing. And then it gives you a copy. So quick tip for anyone researching newborn photography right now, a full session and a mini wrap session are not the same thing. And choosing the wrong one can mean missing the pose and gallery you actually wanted. I always walk my families through this before booking. So when booking, I explain to my families what the difference is between my short and sweet session and my full newborn classic session. There's very different things. My short and sweet session is my wrapped only, baby only posing. So I do a variety of wraps with baby and posing them. So I will do table poses, but wrapped. So I might do a womb wrap or I might do a stork wrap. Those are the kinds of ones I can do on my table to give them that kind of variety. And then I will bundle baby up in a nice full potato wrap and put them in a bucket, or I might put them in my wooden heart, those kinds of things. That gives them a variety, but they're still wrapped baby. And then for my full newborn classic session, I would then have them in an outfit doing wraps on the table, or in an outfit on my swing that I have for them, or in one of my buckets with their head on chin, and then I would wrap them up as well because it's a dual session. So that would be the difference that I would talk about in my educational tip. So then you have a reassurance frame. Action, speak warmly and directly into your camera as if you're talking to a first-time mom sitting across from you. And the copy is, if you've been going back and forth wondering whether a full session or a short session is right for your baby, I want you to know that confusion is totally normal. It's literally what I'm here for. We figure it out together. You don't have to know the answer before you reach out. And this is totally on brand of how I would actually talk to a new mama. I would sit her down. I'm very much down to earth and calm and collected and reassuring to any of my mamas. And we walk through the whole thing. They make sure they know the whole picture before we move forward with booking. So this is absolutely pulling from my brand DNA like it's supposed to. Everything on here is. This is incredible content that absolutely is on brand, and you wouldn't be able to find this anywhere else. Like, this is amazing. If you like what it generated, if you feel like it's speaking to you and it's absolutely something you would want to post, you could then come up here and hit save day. You could save it to the calendar, which would then post it to here right away. You could copy it all, or you could regenerate it or clear it. So either one of those options is great. You can come down here and do the same thing with the story. It would only save the story, only copy it, or only regenerate it, or save to the calendar. It's totally at your discretion. I'm going to save the whole day. Then you can come over here in the saved plans to view it. So then it'll drop down like this, and you can see the whole thing again. But this time you can go in and you can copy this carousel guide. So this is all of the carousel put together with the slide, the breakdown, and then this is the caption for it with your hashtags, the best time. Got your Facebook, you got the behind the scenes shot again, you have your Instagram stories. So you copy the whole post, or you can copy the stories. You copy just behind the scenes, or then you can copy the guide here. You can copy your hook too. You can do whatever you want. Calendar, where you'll see it again here. You can view it. Pretty simple, straightforward. It's just a quick little breakdown of it. And then you can place it. So the day that you generated it for, which it suggests, is the 2nd. So that's when you place it. But you can You could pick a different day if you wanted to. You decided you don't want it on that day, you pick a different day. However, when you do select a different day, it will mess with the way that the algorithm is working. Each day has a specific type of content it generates for, and it helps push your content with the way that the algorithm works. So when you select a different day, it's not going to work the same. So I suggest leaving it on the day that it was generated for, because that's what will work best. And you just hit place, and then it will pop up right here. You can view it again, and then you can't place it a second time. It won't be duplicated, so you never have to worry about that. But you can view it here again as well, or right from here, whatever you prefer. And then you just copy it and you put it over into your content that day. So that's it. That's your first day of content. You can come right back in here and you can select the next day with your same information, or you can change it up. You just want a general evergreen and you just hit generate. And then you have January 3rd, the Wednesday, you have totally different content. It's a scroll stopping hook reel. It shows what reel that you have today on the day that it is. Here's your hook. Nobody warned them it would feel like this. That could be like, oh, what happened? It's definitely a scroll stopper. It's going to get people to stop and open it because they're going to think, oh, something bad happened. Or you get people that think something great happened. But it still gets people interacting with your content, which is exactly what we're going for here. And this is what I built Pluie Studio to do. Not just save you time, but make you content that actually works, content that sounds like you, reaches the right people, and brings the right clients in. So go generate your content, and I'll see you at the next one.